If you've got a dog in your lap, do him that.
Yeah.
Now, I heard the beginning of that, and I thought to myself, why is Nigel playing Sweet Home Alabama or one of those sort of, like, hey there, Delilah, or whatever, and then of course, and then it was that tune, which I've heard before, but I've never twigged that it was about werewolves.
Well, you didn't, even though he's singing Werewolves of London, that wasn't enough. Well, you need the visual element as well. You can't just have a word.
Even though he's howling like a werewolf,
and saying the word werewolf, you couldn't put two and two together.
You're the person who taught me that I should listen to the lyrics.
It helps, I
must have heard that tune so many times. I never twigged it.
Werewolves of London,
great film, by the way.
Who's it by? You won't know who it is.
I mean, no, because I thought it was
Warren Zevon,
Fishing in the Dark,
from his 1978 album Excitable Boy.
And he was talking about the werewolf going through Soho. It's quite
that was the Radio 2 listeners rated it as having the best opening line of a song ever. Which is? I saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand, walking through the streets of Soho in the rain.
I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? We've all seen that on a Friday night.
Yeah. God, yeah. This song started as a joke. It was a joke by Phil Everly of the Everly Brothers.
Okay.
You look at me, but you don't know who the Everly Brothers are. We'll have to. Very famous. Very famous pair of brothers. The Everly. So Phil Everly had been watching a broadcast of the 1935 version of the Werewolf of London, and suggested he adapt it into a song and dance for a song and dance craze. And then Zephyrin and because it was written by Leroy Marinell and Waddell Watchell. Probably pronouncing those wrong. They played the idea and wrote the song in 15 minutes. None of them took it seriously. It was just a joke. But apparently it was a very hard song to record. And guess who's on drums? Mick Fleetwood.
Of Fleetwood Mac?
Of Fleetwood Mac.
Now,
hard song to record. 59 takes they did. But then they selected the second take in the end.
Well, this has been... For our loyal listeners, this has been a common theme that, like, some of the tunes, have been like written in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And didn't we have one of the last?
We did. Every breath you take.
Yeah. The Sting
about that.
One, a massive tune.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that some of our like most famous, best-selling tunes have been the ones that have been the quickest to write.
Yeah, I think though a lot have been, a lot of also take ages to write.
So it's kind of random.
The recording session for that went from the evening to the next morning, and it took so long and had so many different musicians that it ended up eating up most of the album's budget. But hey, worth it.
But that is a hit tune, isn't it? So
yeah.
it paid off. But so they could have stopped the second take.
They could have done. Yeah, they thought they'd carry on.
I've heard that about doing audition tapes for. My girlfriend was saying, like, normally. Yeah. You go beyond 3 takes and there's no point. You just get worse from there. Is that what you found? You're an actor sometimes, aren't you?
Yeah, normally like the second or third take.
Yeah,
the good ones.
A couple to warm up, and then you got the best one, and then it's just like then you just start overthinking it.
Yeah.
Is it the same with music?
Yeah, it really varies. It really varies.
I have the same thing with drafting emails.
Do you draft a lot of emails? I just write emails. If I have an email, I'll just write it. I don't do.
Well, I'll write it.
I'm just going to do it. Where are you? What are you doing? I'm just off to draft an email. Does that happen?
I'm on the 59th version. I've been up all night. But I'll write it, and then I'll proofread it, and I'll go, I'll just change this bit and just change that, and then it reaches about peak good email.
Right.
And if I fix a couple of things, and then I'll start overthinking it, and I'll change this and that, and then it's worse.
Yeah.
Do you ever get that, or is this just me?
No, I just write the email properly and send it. That works for me. Guess what Warren Zevon is doing now? I think I called him Zephyrin earlier, didn't I? He sounds like some sort of space age. Warren Zevon.
Is this the writer
Warren
singer?
Zevon. Yeah.
Is he an actual werewolf now?
No.
In London?
No, he could be. He's dead, so he's not doing anything.
He might be undead. Might have come back.
It's possible, though. You never know.
Halloween.
Well,
presumably he's doing nothing then. If
my
he's dead.
birthday.
Why did you ask that question?
Just, well, to see if you knew if he was dead or alive, which I knew you wouldn't.
Trick question. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes, Louis, I have to set up a joke for you. I have to set the joke up and then do the punchline myself. That's how it works, isn't it, Dog?
If you call that a joke.
Yeah.
Well, I like that tune, 2
Yeah.
for 2. And this Halloween playlist is turning out better than the one that I was playing in the fancy dress shop. That was it basically had Thriller, then Ghostbusters, and then just went into loads of tunes I didn't know. Apart from the Monster Mash, which I do like.
Yeah.
Is that on today's list?
I couldn't tell you that it isn't on this list, Louis. Couldn't tell you that it's not on the list.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see, listener.
Yeah, wait and see.
Monster Mash turns up. Okay.
See what happens. It won't. Let's do another song, shall we?
Yes.
You ready for another song? Again, this song. This is a very famous song, Louis.
Okay.
Yeah, you might not have heard it. Let's see, Louis. Let's see.